What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on EI Entertainment Studios. Back at it with another debate episode. Today's debate episode, we're going to be talking about Shin Kong versus Kong 2021, the all-new legendary Kong that's been upgraded to fight Godzilla. So here's the plan, folks. We're going to go over the backstories of these two giant kaijus, basically analyze them. Once we're done analyzing them, we're going to put them up against each other in a death battle. I'll go way more into detail once we get there. So without further ado, why not start with the backstory of the legendary Kong. So Kong, or known as the King of Skull Island, is basically a super ancient ape species that's originated way long ago. No one really knows how old Kong is, but they do know that Kong is actually an infant or just a child, and that he has big potential to grow in the long run, and which is exactly what happened that monarch expected to happen. He has grown in a massive scale. He has super intelligent abilities and massive strength, which make him a super threat to any Titan, and basically he's, as we all know, he is a matching prominent figure in the terms of biology for apes. He comes from apes, and it really throws evolution in this case. If this were to be reality, it would have been very interesting. A giant missing book in evolution if you were to think about that. Now, let's talk about abilities. Quick skim, unmatched agility, super intelligence, able to jump anywhere, super fast, death punch, Godzilla dorsal plate axe. So those are the abilities that Kong actually possesses. Territorial level is maximum, aggression level is maximum, biome is earth, and height, since we don't really know his exact height at the moment, we do know he's basically equal to Godzilla, so my best guess is going to be approximately 119 meters tall. And I'm assuming my rate that I chose here is going to be probably 97% accurate to the actual film, so we'll see. Now, let's go back to the abilities and let's do a deep analysis of every single ability that Kong actually possesses. So first one is unmatched agility. We know that Kong is super agile, probably the most agile Titan in the Monsterverse. Second, as we know, follows with Godzilla. Now, I know Godzilla 2013, not really, but 2019 and following 2021, he is going to be very agile. And he's been very agile, especially King of the Monsters, as I said, which is 2019. Now, anyways, let's not go off topic, so Godzilla. I just want to do a quick comparison there. But, yes, Kong is the most agile, most quickest, most strongest Titan in terms of quickness, strength and quickness, right? Is Kong. Super intelligence. He is a primate, guys. So, he is very smart, somewhere close to humanity, right? I wouldn't consider him smarter than humans, but I would definitely consider him up there with Godzilla. We know Godzilla is pretty smart, so comparing the two, I would say Kong might be a little bit smarter than Godzilla, just because his type of biology kind of tends to be more intelligently based, as apes are usually more intelligent than lizards in basic way of comparing, right? Now, I wanted to call this parkour, and I thought that'd be kind of cheesy to just call it parkour, but you could technically parkour, right? I just call it able to jump anywhere. He could basically climb buildings, jump on buildings, jump from place to place. He has that ability. He can escape from a sticky situation anytime, any moment. So that's basically amazing. He could jump from a building and just ram himself into his opponent and then keep on doing that, or just flee from the opponent, or whatever the case may be. He can jump anywhere. Now, he's also super fast, very fast at running, jumping, almost anything. Kong is very fast. That's why it also kind of correlates with this unmatched agility. So he is super fast, which is something to take caution of. Some kaijus are a bit big, weighty, and they're not as fast to react. This Titan is very fast. Now we have the death punch. Now this is an interesting one. The reason why I call it a death punch is this. when we go back to Kong Skull Island, he had very strong punches. Now that he's grown, I'm assuming to his full capabilities, right? That means he is so much more stronger, and that punch that he had when he was a child is now a death punch of how brutally strengthy this is, right? And finally, we have the Godzilla Dorsal Plate Axe. Kong was able to rip a dorsal plate out of Godzilla and use it on an axe, which basically takes in almost any type of atomic breath, which is insanely powerful, and it is a very powerful tool to just rip up flesh, right? Alright folks, this will sum up Kong. Let's move on to Shin Kong. I like to call him Shin King Kong, so let's see what's up. So Shin King Kong came to existence back when other Kong species were alive. One female Kong ventured past Skull Island into a deep storm, and a whirlpool pulled her into an underwater cave where nuclear waste had been piling up and Shin Godzilla had been growing there. And the female Kong died due to drowning, and Shin Godzilla saw an opportunity to grow its army of mutated creatures, so it ripped open the stomach of the female Kong, and it took in DNA samples and combined it with its own reproductive system to create Shin King Kong. Very brutal. Who will always bow down to Shin Godzilla now, obviously. So that's the origin that I came up with Shin King Kong. Now abilities, we're going to do a quick skim. Atomic lasers, sharp flesh-stripping teeth, strong jaws, sharp claws, adaptation, form change, reptile shin skin, chest super lasers. Territorial level is maximum, aggression level is low, biome is unlimited, and height is approximately 126 meters tall. Let's go back to the abilities and let's do a deep analysis. So first with the atomic laser. Now this one is interesting. It's actually not an atomic breath. Every other Godzilla except for Shin Godzilla has had an atomic breath. Shin Godzilla, remember this has Shin DNA, that's why I'm saying Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla has always had a laser. It's completely different, and it's actually, I would say, more powerful because it's way more focused. Because this Kong has Shin DNA, it also possesses the material in the DNA that therefore he can use the atomic laser. Which is the same exact laser from Shin Godzilla, only more evolved and more focused and more hotter in sense of temperature, right? Next we have sharp flesh-ripping teeth. Now, we know Kong is a primate and he is a omnivore. However, the DNA is now combined with himself and Shin DNA, right? So what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a mixture, but the possessive allele in this case of genetics is going to be the Shin DNA. So Shin DNA is going to have the possessive allele in this DNA combination, right? So what that's going to mean is that the Shin DNA is kind of going to override and disguise the Kong DNA because of having the possessive allele in this case, or possessive genome, whatever you call it. All you science freaks probably get what I'm saying. And what's going to happen is he's going to have more carnivorous teeth than omnivorous teeth. Way more, right? Way more. So he's going to be able to bite like a giant reptile, which is insanely powerful in my opinion. No one's going to accept it from a Kong, right? Or from a monkey. Now, going from that, we have strong jaws. So not only does he have very sharp teeth, he also has very strong jaws, which help him bite very powerful. So they basically go hand in hand together. Next we have sharp claws. Remember, he also has super sharp claws. You could rip into the opponent's flesh at any time, any given moment. Adaptation. I want to spend some time with this one and why the biome is unlimited for this one. So let's spend some time and let's see why this is. So the adaptation comes from Shin DNA again. If you remember, if you've ever seen Shin Godzilla, I assume at this point every single person has seen the film of Shin Godzilla. But let's kind of dive deep into it and see why this is. If you notice, Shin has more than one form. Usually, every other Godzilla has just one form. But this Godzilla has many, many forms. What's up with that? We actually see him from form 2, but in the movie he starts from form 1 to form 2 to form 3 and then to his form 4. And then we kind of see him evolve or evolving into form 5, and then that's where the film comes to an end. That is because his DNA is so advanced and his cell structure is so advanced that his body can overdo evolutionary status in seconds, if not minutes. That would take over millions and millions of years. He grows feet within seconds, and it would take millions of years according to evolution. So he can basically adapt and evolve instantly to fit the situation, to fit the opponent, to overcome, to evolve his body to not be affected by something. It's basically an overpowered superpower that Toho created. It's insane. It's incredibly overpowered. If you guys, most people need to understand that this is so overpowered. It's insanely not fair for any other monster fighting this thing. Now, with Kong, remember, he has Shin DNA now in the body. So it's gonna be able to adapt and evolve to any given situation. Same thing as Shin. And therefore the biome is unlimited because this Shin DNA adaptation can evolve and adapt to any biome. The body can take any biome because it can adapt and evolve to any biome, right? So let's say if it's in lava, the body will adapt to withstand lava. If it's in water, the body will evolve gills. If it's in space, the body will evolve a way to breathe whatever is in space. So basically, its death is insanely very low likely, right? Unlikely is a better way of saying it. Low likely. That's the word of the day today. Now, next we have form change. Again, ties into adaptation. Kong can actually change forms, and what this means is his final form is actually Shin Godzilla himself. And he can do that. Now, finally, or actually second to last, we have reptile Shin skin. So Kong is very fleshy. Skin is not at all good for defense. As we saw in Kong Skull Island, just helicopters hitting him were able to rip his skin open and cause some damage. So that's not good. Even as he's grown up, his skin has become much more thicker, but still nothing close to Godzilla. Godzilla's scaly, thick plaques on his skin. And same with Shin. Shin is very plaquey, very thick, protected skin, and this makes Shin Kong very insanely powerful. Now, let's talk about the chest super lasers. This is an actual ability. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The chest super lasers. This comes basically from Shin DNA. Now, this is not the atomic laser, but if you remember in any sense, Shin Godzilla was able to shoot lasers from basically to the back of his dorsal plates, right? This basically says to say that he can use this anywhere if his body. Oh, also in the end of a tail, if you remember. So what does this mean? That Shin Kong has to somehow take this ability in, right? So he can actually shoot a bunch of lasers from the chest, which is insane. So he can open up his chest, kind of like a Mecha Godzilla, and just completely destroy his opponent with the chest super laser. And it's actually thousands of lasers combined into one, just focusing on it. And you can actually use the atomic laser at the same time. Alright folks, this will sum up both of these kaijus. We are completely done. Let's go into the actual battle. So what we're going to do is we're going to do close range and far range. How that's going to happen. Close range is just all out war. far range, we're actually going to limit their abilities, right? Not every ability can be used in the terms of far range. And the reason why we do that is we're testing these abilities out, or these opponents out at the same time as the abilities, and we're trying to see if we were to limit their abilities, can they still win a battle? It's a very good way of testing. So we're going to start off with far range first, and let me tell you the rules. They cannot come closer than 700 meters. So in other words, they have to be 700 meters apart from each other. So there is absolutely no physical contact in the far range battle. So let's see what abilities Kong can or cannot use. When I say Kong, obviously I mean the regular legendary Kong, which now in this case will be Kong 2021. So let's see what abilities Kong can or cannot use in terms of far range. 700 meters, right? So first we have is Unmatched agility. Defensive, yes. Offensive, no. Remember, he cannot touch the opponent. Super intelligence, yes, for defensive. And for offensive, potentially if he could find and do something. But it's just a personal ability, has nothing to do with range, so yes, he could use super intelligence and try to not get himself killed, obviously. Able to jump anywhere. Again, that's a defensive ability in this case. He can't jump on the opponent, so he can jump around trying to avoiding any atomic lasers from Shin Kong in this case. So he can use that in a defensive sense. Super fast, again, yes, defensive. Death punch, no. Remember, cannot punch, cannot come closer than 700 meters apart, so that is a big no. Godzilla dorsal plate axe. This is interesting, and we're gonna go deeper into this one in the battle. He can use this one only in a specific way, but cannot throw it. It will not go 700 meters. Ain't gonna work. Because if he throws it, he's not getting it back. Now, Shin King Kong on the other case, atomic laser, yes, meant to go far distances, he can use the atomic laser. Sharp flesh-ripping teeth, no, can't bite the opponent, not close enough. Strong jaws, no. Sharp claws, no. Adaptation, yes, of course, can adapt the abilities to suit himself in the far-range battle. Form change, yes. Reptile shin skin, defensive, yes. Offensive, no. Chest super lasers, yes. So, this is going to be a very one-sided one because Kong only has the Godzilla dorsal plate axe. Now, in terms of far range, obviously I see Shin Kong just completely dominating with the atomic laser and the chest super lasers. It's going to completely wear down Kong, eventually ripping into his skin and just radioactively blowing him up. That's the only thing I see. Now, some people might argue and say, well, the dorsal plate axe is going to be a big factor here. Now, hold on. Now, some of you might agree with me, and some of you might call bullshit, but this is what I see. If we're gonna be fair and all, the dorsal plate axe is basically its main purpose is to deflect or reflect whatever you want to call it, the atomic breath, right? And to also obviously hit Godzilla with it or any other opponent with it. But it actually deflects the atomic breath, or it just consumes it. Whatever happens, it kind of pushes it away. This is only for the atomic breath, because Godzilla 2014, 2019, 2021, whatever you want to call him, has an atomic breath. Shin Godzilla has a laser. It's completely different material, made of completely different material, completely different mixture, completely different focus. I personally, you can debate me in the comment section below, obviously, this is my debate, but personally, I think that the atomic laser is not an atomic breath. It has nothing to do with an atomic breath, and it will not be deflected off, because remember, this is legendary Godzilla's dorsal plate. Shin Godzilla has a completely different mixture of ingredients in this laser, so I believe it's gonna have no effect on the laser. It's not even gonna push it. Actually, I think the laser is actually gonna blow that axe up. That's just my personal belief on this, and therefore I see Shin Kong just ripping legendary Kong to pieces with the atomic laser and chest super laser. Yes, one is to say that Kong can keep on running around, but at one point he is gonna get caught with the atomic laser and chest super laser, and it's going to absolutely fry him to make him a Kentucky Fried Monkey. Now, 1-0 for far range. Let's go to close range. Something a bit more interesting. I think it's going to be way more interesting. Face to face. Now, let's take this into consideration first, obviously. Kong is approximately, in my very intelligently guessing, 119 meters tall. He's almost equal to Legendary, right? Shin Kong, or we could call him Shin King Kong, whatever floats your boat, is 126 meters tall. So, obviously not a huge difference, but there's a small marginal, fractional difference, right? So, in this case, Shin Kong does indeed have a little bit of the upper hand in reach, and in size, and everything. Now, I still believe, just because this is Kong's DNA and Shin DNA, the reptile skin is going to still slow him down quite a bit. So I still believe that this regular Kong, Legendary Kong we can call him, is going to absolutely dominate Shin Kong in terms of agility and just jumping around back to back, jumping around back to back, and just smashing his face in every time. So what I'm trying to say is Kong is gonna come against Shin Kong, and he's gonna get a big death punch in, right? And then jump away, jump to another side, death punch him, and then jump away, jump over here, jump up, basically jump everywhere, or one time do a death punch, or get the axe and just shove it in the flesh, back and forth, really wearing down Shin Kong, because by the time Shin Kong turns around, Kong is already over there, and then turns around, Kong is over there. So it's really gonna do a lot of damage to Shin Kong, because Kong has that big factor on his side. Now, what could happen in the long run of this battle? This is just a short-term battle. At this case, they're just doing this. This is when the evolutionary terms kick in for Shin King Kong. Shin King Kong is adaptation. So his body can actually adapt to loosen the skin, to lessen the thickness of the skin, to be on the same par as Kong, to become less weighty and be able to fight like him. This is the whole reason the Shin DNA is so powerful. It can adapt and evolve to fit the situation. Its body, its genes, its DNA is so advanced, it's even more advanced than Kong. As the scientists in the film said, it is the most advanced DNA in the name of existence in this world. Now, I'm obviously paraphrasing it, but basically you get the point. So, I believe that the skin will become less thick by this evolutionary status, still keeping it thick, powerful, in terms of defensively, but making it a way where it can become almost equal to Kong. Now they're on the same level, jumping around and just smashing into each other. But every time Shin Kong punches Kong, the reptile skin is very thick, very edgy, very sharp. It's gonna do a lot of damage to Kong, especially near the face. And then from, again, close range, atomic laser, chest loop, super laser is going to definitely wear down Kong, if not take him to a detrimental state near death. And as we already explained why the Godzilla dorsal plate axe is not really going to work on Shin Kong, I believe when Shin Kong has fought Kong to a extreme level, and they're both basically worn out, he's gonna pull out the biggest ability yet, the form change, and just completely change into the actual kaiju who he really is, Shin Godzilla, completely restored, completely agile, and that way he will completely finish off Kong, so making it 2-0 for Shin King Kong. Obviously, this battle was a bit more difficult for Shin Kong. Kong gave a better fight because he had more capability here and made way more opportunity, but still not good enough for the Shin DNA to lose. In this case, we said 2-0 for Shin Kong. Obviously, as I said, this is an open discussion in the comment section below. I'm open to any debate, so debate me in the comment section below why you think I'm wrong, or support me why you think I'm right. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't miss out this weekend. Shin. We're done with Shin. Let's forget Shin. Stop saying Shin. This weekend, I have a new film coming out on Saturday, Godzilla vs. Kong, short film part 1. There's 2 parts to this, and you guys are going to love it. I know that. It's coming out this weekend, so don't forget to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. If you did watch this, you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and click that bell notification. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a wonderful, great, amazing, and blessed day.